I'm not confessing anything. You can't prove a thing, so don't even try. I'll deny it until the day I die. And anyway, I've had 3 drinks already tonight. Nobody should trust the words of a man who's been drinking. These days, it takes 3 drinks for me to feel anything. Sometimes 4. That's been my routine for weeks. Drink until I feel something, then drink more until I can't feel at all. I wake up, drag myself through work, keep my head down, and try not to draw attention. Then I come home and repeat the cycle. It all started one rainy night a few weeks ago. Someone knocked at my door. That was unusual. My house sits at the very end of a lonely street, far from neighbors or visitors. Even the door-to-door preachers rarely make it out this far. When I opened the door, a man was standing there. His lips were trembling and bloody, his skin pale, and his arm hung at a strange angle with bones showing through the flesh. He was soaked from the rain, leaving red puddles on my porch. "Please," he gasped, "there's been an accident. Help me." I nodded dumbly, shocked at what I was seeing. I ran inside to grab my phone, but when I came back, the man was gone. All that remained was a trail of blood leading off my porch and into the darkness. I froze. Then I locked the door. I don't know why. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was selfishness. Some part of me whispered, "He's gone. Forget it. It's not your problem." So I poured myself a drink to calm down, and then another. By the time I went to bed, I'd forgotten all about him. The next morning, my head throbbed from the hangover. When I stepped outside, there was no blood on the porch. Maybe the rain had washed it away. Maybe it hadn't happened at all. I tried to push the whole thing from my mind. That night, I went to bed early. Just as I was drifting off, I heard a knock at the door. My heart pounded. I tried to laugh off my fear, but when I reached for the knob, I heard his voice. The same trembling voice from the night before. "Help! Please help me," he cried. "It hurts so bad. Why won't you help me?" I pressed my back to the door, eyes squeezed shut. This isn't real, I told myself. The knocking stopped. When I opened the door, no one was there. No blood, no footprints. And so it went, night after night. The same knocking, the same man begging for help, the same fear crawling through me. Each night I locked the door and drank myself into oblivion. On the 7th night, I couldn't take it anymore. I drank heavily before the knocking even started. When it came, I was ready. I yanked open the door. There he stood again, pale and broken, his arm hanging limp. Before he could speak, I raised my shotgun and fired. His head burst apart. I fired again, tearing his arm clean off. His body fell, splattering blood across my porch. I closed the door, covered in gore. I knew exactly what I was doing. I told myself I was proving a point. There were no ghosts, no tricks of the mind. This was real. They say blood is hard to wash off, but that's a lie. It came off me easily in the shower. But when I returned to the door expecting nothing, his body was still there, slumped like a bag of meat. The porch was coated with blood. I panicked. Hours passed in a blur. I dragged the body to my backyard, dug a shallow grave, and covered it. Then I cleaned the porch, showered again, and poured another drink. The next evening, the knock came again. But when I opened the door, it wasn't him. It was the police. They said a car had gone off the road nearby. Had I seen anyone? Drunk as I was, I lied easily. They thanked me and left. I checked the backyard the next day. The grave was still there. I dug him up and burned the body to ash. Then I sat inside, numb. Since then, I feel nothing. Not until the 3rd drink. Sometimes 4. And when it hits, it's not relief I feel. It's fear. I'm not afraid of ghosts. I've never believed in them. My mother did. She called herself a psychic, claimed she could see people's futures. I always thought she was a fraud. I rebelled against her beliefs and mocked them. But now, after what happened, I'm not so sure. I'm terrified she was telling the truth. And I'm even more terrified that somehow I can see the future too.